Correct.
Acting in his capacity as the at-large Alderman Ben Clemens is with us this evening, thank you, which allows us to have quorum. Alderman Jettie?
Here.
Alderman Cuomo and Alderman Gouveia are not with us and expressed their regrets this evening. Mayor Donchis also had a conflict and he expressed his regrets and couldn't make it this evening. And then I see next on my list here is Commissioner Moriarty.
Here.
Commissioner Shoneman couldn't be here this evening and they sent their regrets, but next on my list is Commissioner Lemon.
Here.
Commissioner Shea.
Here.
With 6 attendees present, there is quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you to the clerk, and I'll declare a quorum. We'll move to agenda item number 2, approval of the minutes. Without objection, I'll approve the minutes of October 26, 2022, and the minutes of the December 7th, 2022 meetings. Any objections? Seeing none, we'll place the minutes on file. Public comment. At this time, I have Director Cummings. Are you listening?
No, Mr. Chairman, all I wanted to make sure is that folks know that this is a relatively brief agenda because we asked this meeting for special purposes to pay the construction manager their invoice. Due to the holiday schedule, we got a little thrown off. There will be another joint meeting later on in January, which would be our regularly scheduled meeting that would have more agenda items. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear for the record.
Okay. Seeing that, we'll move to agenda item number 4, requisition. Before us is item number 11, a bill to be paid of
$674,848.11.
Thank you. I was having trouble with my numbers. St. Peter's Grammar School will kill me for that one. So we're going to need a vote on that. But I think at this particular time, you're probably wondering into the public what we're actually paying here. So I'll refer back to you, Director Cummings.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you give us a synopsis of that, please?
Yes, absolutely. So what you have before you is invoice number 11 of the construction manager. They have a contract with the city for just about $11 million in hard construction costs. We pay them monthly on what time and expense that they've incurred. This is essentially a reimbursement to them because they put the cash out and then they invoice and bill us the subs that they manage. So before you this evening is a request to pay $674,848.11.
Okay, looking for a motion to pay this requisition number 11?
So moved.
Commissioner Moriarty, a motion to pay in full requisition number 11. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Seeing nothing else?
No, Mr. Chair, all I would say is we would have a regular scheduled meeting, and I'm pulling my calendar up now to suggest that we do it if we go back to what we did back in calendar year 22, we were meeting on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. at Nashua North. And we did it right before the joint special school building committee, if that's the pleasure. I believe that would be on the 26th of January. That's subject to me checking that, but if that's acceptable to the group, that's when we would schedule our next meeting. And I wanted to put that out to everyone.
Did you say it's 6 or 6:30?
So we usually do 6 o'clock
Okay.
because they're at 7 and we would do it about 1 hour before.
Because the Board of Public Works meeting is 4 to 6 that day.
On that day?
Yep.
So then we may not want to do it on that. And if that's the case, my recommendation would be to I guess February 1st would be the alternative That would be a Wednesday night at 6 PM, right before the right before the Finance Committee meeting here in the Aldermanic Chamber, if that works for everyone.
Mr.
Okay.
Chair?
Oh, yes, Alderman Jettie, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Thank you. My only, I don't think that's a problem. The only problem I see is that when we, schedule meetings prior to another meeting, with the hope that our meeting is going to be a short meeting, when it's happened where the meeting, and we end up in a discussion, and then it's, people who are trying to discuss things are cut off because, we're bumping into the next meeting. And I know Alderman Como has expressed, a reservation about that practice. So, I know most of these meetings, like tonight's meeting, is fairly short, but when we do get into a discussion of something substantive, it hampers the discussion, or it cuts off the discussion. That's my only reservation about scheduling these meetings too close to one another.
You bring up a very good point. But unfortunately, as you know, Monday nights is very light in meetings, and nobody wants to meet on a Friday. And most of the committees are kind of booked, between different boards and everything during the week. But this week, we did ask Finance to have a 7:30 start instead of a 7 PM. And I think maybe if communications with Donna, we can do that again. So that would give, if we can get a good 6 o'clock start, tonight was different, but if we can get a good 6 o'clock start, I think hopefully within an hour and a half, we should be able to cover all of that. Alderman Clemmons?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we can always have Donna put on the agenda that the Finance Committee will start at 7 PM or immediately following
Right, correct.
this joint meeting.
Which is traditionally what we...
And if you notice it that way if you folks go over, we'll patiently wait and start the meeting right after.
Right. That sound good to everybody else?
I'm not available February 1st. I have no objection to the meeting taking place without me.
Well, we might,
Yeah,
we enjoy your company.
but February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I will not be available.
Why don't I, Mr. Chair, just talk to Harvey and others and see if I can come up with an alternative time that's acceptable for everyone, and you can look for a communication via email.
We could do that, to be determined. Preferably within the first 2 weeks of February. So for those with your calendars on your phones, you could target that, because I get laughed at because I had a written calendar by somebody. He told me, I haven't seen one of those in years. So the first 2 weeks of February, we're going to see what we can get available. Alderman Jettie?
Yeah, so would this be our regular January meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just fits within the once a month. And in between then, the building committee gets updates every Thursday. So, these meetings are compiled of everything that happens from those Thursday meetings and come in, and most of the stuff is budgeted by the item and everything, and the expenditures will come up, such as what we did in agenda item number 4, so just to meet your approval, and that came up through the regular meetings. Alderman Commissioner Moriarty.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One other option I was just thinking is possibly having it directly after our Board of Public Works meeting, 4 to 6, even at 6:30. We're right upstairs, won't be there, the full board. So if that works, I can't imagine our board meeting going more than 2 hours.
No,
What's that date?
the 26th.
Okay, yeah,
So anyway,
yeah. That sounds like a great solution. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna shoot for the 26th, we'll see what the, depends what our administrative assistant has for the booking upstairs, and we'll try to shoot for that. Yes, Alderman Jettie?
I don't want to complicate things, but,
Oh, you know.
but isn't that night the joint special school building committee? So I don't know who.
No, we might
I know
lose
Alderman
Alderman
Dowd
Dowd on that.
is on that. and
Dowd.
Is he the only?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could try, but we could still look at the dates. Right now, we got some dates that I think, we could try the 26th. We'll try to plug in something within the first 2 weeks of February. We can go back to that and then, you know, it's hard to say without that calendar in front of us, so. But is that satisfactory for everybody? That's within the time frame that we're looking at. Okay. It works for me, very good. Okay, nothing else? I would just like to say those that, members of the committee, because it's not really accessible to the public yet, but if you do have an opportunity to look, it's coming along fantastic. You know, of course, it's not the Taj Mahal, it's a municipal building, but Harvey's doing a really good job, and it seems like, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of your board of the Public Works. You're building a facility that's gonna last this city for a couple of generations, which will be, provide a nice workspace for all those that will be employed there, so things are coming along quite nicely. So just to let the public know that, so we're doing all right. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Shea to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We'll close the meeting at 6:34. I'd like a special thank you to Alderman Clemmons for switch hitting for us.
No problem.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.